1, fight!
Back to it.
Round 2, fight! Final round, fight!
My name is Colonel H. Dank Mina, and this time I'm rolling deep, Nyoko.
Previously on Invincible, Mark went to hell, and here I thought he was going to meet Hellboy. Eve is pregnant. Mark got his OG colors on. Can never go wrong with black and yellow. I believe this is the first time Mark actually smiled this season. Just when Eve was about to drop the bomb that Mark is the baby daddy, Nolan and Alan pull up that war is upon us. Alan and Eve are sitting together with Eve asking, did my man's daddy really change? He's solid. Saved my ass plenty of times, and he's about to go to war against the Viltrumites, his own people, to save Earth. We switch to Nolan and Mark, and Nolan revealing the entire truth. Mark looking at his father with nothing but disgust. Let me see if I understand. You had the Rona, and that virus took out billions of Viltrumites, and now there's only 50 of y'all left. You came here to Earth to go to Pound Town to see if you can make superpower babies to repopulate a species that's trash. Well, when you put it like that, it does sound terrible. Mark wasn't feeling it about joining the war at first, before a series of flashbacks during the last 2 seasons reminded him that nah, Viltrumites in a planet Viltrum gotta go. Even if there's only 50 of them left, all it'll take is one to bring Earth to his knees. Anissa in season 2 made easy work of Mark. Conquest was a one-sided massacre, and if Eve didn't unlock her true potential, Mark most definitely would have died. Mark realistically knows opting out and not going is gonna bite him in the ass later, because if the coalition of planets and his dad lose, 50 Viltrumites are about to pull up at his crib and dog walk him. After agreeing to join the war, Nolan tells his son he's going to speak to Debbie. I don't know about that, Nolan. Maybe you should leave this woman alone. That's like going inside of the lion's den. Watch this man Nolan pull a Tyrese.
Dude, and I gotta keep it that way. Ooh, babe, handy. Ooh, baby. Why you gotta keep it this way? They change it.
I just hope Paul isn't inside the house putting Mama Grace's head through the ceiling. And this is how you know Nolan is scared, because this man is standing at the front door mentally pacing on whether or not to ring the doorbell. He waited so long that the sun went down. Nolan walks away, but the door opens, revealing Mama Grayson. Like many people, I was so terrified on how they were gonna handle their reunion, because Debbie in the comics is a wallflower doormat housewife. Anytime you see her, she's just a mom who cooks, cleans, and blames Mark for making Nolan go away. The same Nolan that murdered the Guardians of the Globe, took the lives of so many people in Chicago, and reconstructed Mark's face. No, I'm being so for real. She said word for word, why did you make him leave? Comic Debbie, you can't be serious. The last time Mama Grayson physically saw Nolan was when she confronted him after discovering his brutal secret, where she realized he murdered the Guardians. She confronts him on his betrayal, his lying, his new attitude, and the danger he placed their family in. Not to mention calling his wife a pet.
Love your mother, but she's more like a pet to me.
That would mentally fuck anyone up. Nolan heads inside. Mark told me it was selfish to talk to you. Yeah, it is. The last time she saw you, you were beating the living hell out of her son and ruthlessly killing people with no remorse in sight. Do you want me to go? Dead silence. Mama Grayson doesn't say a word, allowing him to carry on. Whoever wrote Nolan's dialogue, it is written so brilliantly. He is so bad with putting his feelings into words that whatever he gets to say sounds worse than what he actually means. We, the audience, can see that Nolan is a changed man, and apologizing for all his wrongdoings and how mere lip service isn't going to repair the damage he caused. He goes on to say he's nearly 1,000 years old, but 20 years with Debbie changed him. Debbie, you made me human, and I'm truly sorry. You really ain't shit, Nolan. You really think you can fix this? There is no fixing this. We are at the point of no return. You murdered the Guardians in cold blood. You did more damage to Chicago than your average street gang. There are families who lost their loved ones who can't sleep at night because all they see is you. Then you come sniveling back here with this weak ass apology trying to take my son to war? Why are you here? I wanted to see you again.
Fuck you.
Oh, I felt that one in my soul. You wanted to see me. Not even 2 months after you left, you had Oliver.
Andressa was a mistake. I didn't know what I was doing.
A mistake? No. A mistake is leaving your keys locked inside your car. A mistake is forgetting your wallet or phone at home. A mistake is leaving the stove or lights on. You're telling me you somehow accidentally slipped inside some buggersy and made a baby?
I love you, not her.
So, clap if you've ever wanted to kill somebody.
That is such a fucking ninja thing to say! How do you marry a woman and turn around and eat some buggersy? How you gonna call me out like that? Oh, so she was doing the eating. Nolan really ain't shit. He pulled a Jody from Baby Boy.
Oh, baby, I'm here for you. I miss your ass so much. I love you. You my rib.
Debbie starts yelling and punching him. She might as well be hitting a brick wall because she breaks her hand. And what she says next are the words that broke Nolan.
If I was supposed to change you, I failed. Damn! You're not one of us. You're not human. You're barely a bad photocopy.
The look of despair in his eyes is the moment Nolan realized a cutesy little apology isn't going to patch things up, that simply making amends for his many sins isn't going to change anything. Debbie heard that hope in his voice that maybe there was still a chance, and she had to nip that in the bud. I like how Nolan's apology to Debbie contrasts with his larger apology tour across the galaxy. To everyone else in the universe, he's just a Viltrumite, part of a ruthless empire that tried to conquer and destroy them, so the idea that one could feel real remorse is shocking enough to make them listen. But Mama Grayson, she's different. She spent 20 years loving him, only to be betrayed, lied to, and watch him nearly kill their son. Nolan even had another kid on her, leaving Debbie to carry the aftermath. Let's not forget, in season 2, Mama Grayson nearly self-exited. Everyone else around the universe may have accepted his apology, but here on Earth, we all said, nah, fuck that apology. Sorry alone isn't gonna cut it on Earth. What Nolan did is still a fresh wound that everyone remembers. Here's the thing about us humans, we are the pettiest creatures in the universe. If you did something to someone back in the 3rd grade, best believe that person is gonna hold a grudge. I honestly blame all the aliens who forgave Nolan that easily. Got this man thinking a little apology was gonna make everyone rock with him again. Over time, sorry has lost its weight. Around these days, it often means stop being mad so we can move on, instead of what it used to imply, real regret and commitment to do better. That's why people say actions speak louder than words, because they do. Anyone can say the words, but not everyone follows through. But we also have to remember, Viltrumites as a whole don't value life. So Nolan's disconnect from the real magnitude of his actions is on brand for him as a species. Also, the utter disrespect he did to Andressa. Oh, her, she was just my rebound, some buggersy to keep me warm at night. Like, Nolan, do you not hear yourself when you talk? You're admitting to the woman that you're saying, I love you, is ever gonna be you, that you used another woman, Oliver's mom, that you never give a damn about her, just to make Debbie feel better? Nolan, you started okay, but ended horrendously. That's why Mama Grayson is the best character in the show and a true queen, because she was not gonna let Oliver's mother catch a random stray and not defend her. Even though she never met her, the only people that is consistently thinking about Andressa is Oliver, Mark, and Debbie. Now, I understand Nolan doesn't regret having Oliver. It's just as he says to himself, he was lost and didn't know what he was doing. He only saved the Thraxans and had Oliver with Andressa because in his depressed state, he was desperately trying to mimic what he had on Earth. Nolan's words fall painfully short. Debbie doesn't let him off easy, reminding him he committed the unthinkable on Earth and did it again on Thraxa, becoming in her eyes a literal nightmare. Debbie rightfully rejects his bullshit apology and it confirms one thing from Mama Grayson. The man she loved is gone, and the one standing in front of her is the one who killed him.
Am I still your pet? No. Well...
Calls one wife a pet, the other a mistake. Nolan really needs to start picking his words better.
Debbie.
Give Sandra Oh all her flowers. This performance is a 10 out of 10. We need to work on getting her an Emmy. If not an Emmy, then a nomination. That scream isn't just for some broken knuckles, it's everything underneath finally breaking through. Trauma, rage, depression, and just a hint of her sanity unraveling. Debbie isn't strong because she can fight, she's strong because she endures. She carries all of that pain, faces it head on, and still stands. Honestly, she is the best character in the entire show. Also, whoever made this picture with Debbie with one tooth, you need to get your ass beat, even if it is low-key funny. Nolan hurt flies away. At least he didn't go through the ceiling this time. Progress. This is gonna be Nolan. He's gonna have a Tom from the Boondocks moment.
If you know it's the way I got here, icebox with more used to bear.
It's the next day, and we see this Temu version Bane looking monster charging himself until Blue Beetle comes and starts attacking him. Also, his name is the Walking Dread. I see the little pun you did there, Robert Kirkman. We are introduced to Zoe, and honestly, I'm not upset with the gender swap unless Zach does something extremely important later on in the story. Not to mention, none of you had a problem when they gender swapped Shrinking Ray. The people I see having an issue with Zoe are the ones that are saying that she's not goonable enough for them. How old is Zoe?
Going to jail! Period!
Doesn't she look exactly like Marinette from Miraculous Ladybug? It's the blue eyes and pigtails. And honestly, I don't know what Tech Jacket is gonna do to a Viltrumite. Even though last season she did take out a Mark variant, I can't see Zoe taking on the higher ups. Her dad calls her from the space station that Alan wants her to join the war against the Viltrumites, and I was expecting the usual shitty dad, but he's actually so supportive and sweet towards his daughter. I'm so used to seeing bum-ass fathers that Zoe surprised me. What's more shocking is the dad is just cool sending his 15-year-old daughter off to war. Listen, just because Zoe caught one Viltrumite body doesn't mean she can hang. We return to the Grayson household where Mark and Debbie are talking. Ma, I have no choice. I go now and hopefully catch me some bodies, or wait and get a visit by 50 Viltrumites. Debbie reluctantly knows Mark is right until Oliver comes in questioning why are they sitting in the dark like a couple of vampires. They give Ollie the 411 and he's pissed that Nolan didn't even bother to see him and that Mark was gonna leave him behind to go fight in a war.
And you need my help, just like I helped with Conquest and all those evil versions of you, so shut up!
Hey, this nigga lying!
Oliver, hun, you got a couple of licks in, but you were barely doing any damage. Mark and Debbie give in, allowing Oliver to join not before one last family dinner. While the Graysons are celebrating family, we see Nolan pay Art a visit holding some drinks. Nolan can't be a real person. He's trying to act like he didn't nuke a whole city. But what had me dying was Art looking Nolan up and down.
What are you wearing? Trash.
Yeah, whoever designed this fit has no fashion sense whatsoever. They reminisce, catching up on what's new, and Nolan casually asked Art, "So, Paul, is that Debbie's new?" Art, being a W man, say Paul is a great man. He's amazing with the boys. He doesn't make Debbie cry, puts her head through the mattress. What was that? Paul is Paul. He a good dude. After an awkward pause, Art tries to quickly end the conversation and Nolan apologizes for everything he did and that he has changed. But hey, if I don't get packed up in the next couple of months, I'll let you doll me up any way you like. You see, Nolan, I have to be honest with you. I dress heroes. If his reunion with Debbie didn't solidify he has nothing left on Earth, then his encounter with Art definitely did. That man was scared for his life. Nolan came to Art to make amends, but also to feel a sense of normalcy. And it's like, Nolan, you can't be this dense. You're almost 1,000 years old. There's no coming back from what you did, and expect a single soul to forgive you. This is the episode where Nolan was getting the belt from everyone. Nobody is babying or fucking with this man no more. Even when they departed Earth on the ship, Nolan was in his feelings, pouting, hurt and upset like, damn, I really fucked up. Oliver and Nolan start beefing because Nolan says Oliver ain't built for this. This is a time for war. He's gonna get killed. Only for Oliver to clock in that his last home got bodied because of him, and he won't stand by and watch this one get destroyed too. Nolan goes off on Mark on why he brought him here. He's just a kid. I mean, chronologically he is, but Oliver's a teenager. After that family drama, Tech Jacket arrives.
You're not gonna kill me, are you?
Valid question, but can someone please come get Marinette? With the gang assembled, they set course for Telescria. We see the crew get settled in, eating, getting to know each other better.
Hey.
Hi.
Is baby boy gonna snatch himself a bae? I shouldn't even get too excited. In a couple of months, Oliver's about to be a grown-ass man. It seems everything is smooth sailing until an alarm and explosion goes off. Mark, in a panic, searches for Oliver, finding him alive and in one piece, only to turn around and see...
What's good, Nyuka?
Hey, Cecil, it's me, Mark. Oh, hey, Mark, how's outer space? Man, space is wonderful. I get to see the stars, different planets, and motherfucking Conquest. Cecil, why the fuck is Conquest alive? Cecil!
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
I know damn well this old ass didn't hang up on me. Cecil is a clown. All of this, well, not the other Viltrumites, but Conquest himself could have been easily avoidable if Cecil just did what Mark asked and burned this body. I know when Mark comes back to Earth, the pull up on Cecil is about to go crazy.
It's me, Goku. It's me, Goku. It's me, Goku.
Oliver sees Conquest and rushes over to fight him, talking about some...
We killed you once, we can do it again.
We? I must have dementia because from what I recall, he stretched you out and nearly crushed your dome. If anything, it was Eve that finished off Conquest.
Barely.
Mark had to give him the Negan special. Oliver, believing he's him, tries to attack Conquest only to get pimp slapped like a $5 hoe. Oliver gives him that wombo combo special, getting some decent hits in before Conquest grabs his head and slowly starts crushing it. We're about to see a Red Rush Part 2 until Omni-Man comes in just in time, knocking the rings out of him. Don't touch my seed. Mark, in the meantime, is fighting off-brand Steve Harvey while Alan and Zoe are fighting the third Viltrumite before he stomps on Zoe's head and she can't see. I was about to get so upset, not y'all introducing Zoe just to kill her off, but fortunately for some reason this Viltrumite decides to take his sweet ass time creeping up on her before Alan punches him away. It looks like they're about to win until Alan starts talking spicy. It's 3v5, you guys are toast, and after saying that, a bunch of henchmen starts unloading on them. As Oliver starts to lose breath in space and reinforcement starts closing in, Omni-Man quickly sends him down to a nearby planet to recover, but Conquest catches it immediately.
Oh no! We can't let your brother miss all the fun.
Why is Conquest this motivated to catch hands with Oliver out of everyone? He should have the most beef with Eve. She's the one that deep fried him. Oliver regains his breath.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Send Oliver home immediately. Look at this stance. Look at his smile. This is like a paralysis demon pulling up. How Oliver didn't feel any of that killing intent is beyond me. Just as Conquest was about to give Oliver the nastiest pimp slap, he's reaching! What amazes me with this scene, Oliver didn't register what was happening.
What the hell was that?
He didn't realize his life almost ended right there. He didn't see anything that was going on behind him. Mark has Conquest in a chokehold.
You're never breathing again.
And Mark meant that shit, even when dragging each other across the world, with Conquest repeatedly punching him in the ribcage, body slamming him in the ground. Mark refuses to let go. Meanwhile, Omni-Man heads off to help Mark and Oliver with Conquest, leaving Alan and Tech Jacket alone. They have no other choice but to retreat, seeing as they're both outnumbered and outmatched, hiding in the ship. Back to Mark choking out Conquest. He's been gripping this man's throat for so long. Conquest is turning purple in the face. He slams Mark into the ground, only for him to bite his thumb off. Conquest, going in and out of consciousness, watches as Marcus Sebastian Grayson stares him straight in the eye and spits it out. Mark is built differently. Conquest, feeling desperate, gets his hand in position, and you guys know what this hand gesture means. Anytime a Viltrumite does this, somebody's about to get fucked up. He spears his hand right through Mark, impaling him the same way he did to Eve last season. Yeah, I'm back in them guts. I'm back in them guts. Even after getting impaled, Mark holds strong, still not letting go, and Conquest, in his final attempts to hurt Mark, starts pulling all of his guts out. In all my years of watching Invincible, this is the first time I actually felt sick. I just wanted it to be over. Mind you, gore doesn't bother me that much, but watching Conquest actually rearranging Mark's guts, it made me feel nauseous. I had to pause to gain my bearings and tough it out. And it felt never ending, like there's no way Conquest is still pulling. After a while, Conquest's eyes rolls to the back of his head, passing away as he finally lets go.
Oh shit, this nigga dead, y'all.
The 6'8" Demon King Conquest has perished. Fatality. Invincible wins. Mark falls over to the deceased Conquest with his guts spilled out. Oliver and Omni-Man show up just in time to hear Mark begging for help. Now, I know Mark will survive this, but how? Genuinely, how? He got impaled through his stomach, had an old man digging through them guts. Even Goku didn't survive having Piccolo using his special beam cannon through the chest. So are Viltrumites just built differently? Cause what the hell? I do know one thing. Cecil better count his days, because when Mark comes back to Earth, there is no place on Earth he can hide. Also, turns out Zoe and Alan are hiding on the Viltrumite ship and will definitely get clapped if discovered, especially if the ship is heading back to Viltrum. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the notification bell to never miss an update, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy